Hey there mates, and welcome to another video actually. And today I actually want to show you guys how you could make your very own deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I've seen a lot of people actually been new to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel scene. Actually been pretty new towards Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. So I actually wanted to show you guys what my progress is of making my own deck as of lately. There are some few new things added in here as well. Like, as you can see on the bottom, you can see public deck search. This is something really interesting. So if you got a theme in mind, let's say, I don't know, dark types. You know what? Let's go for dark world, because that's interesting. That is an interesting card type. You can see that the card that they're mainly gonna be using is now fronted up. Like, this is an Aturia card. That's pretty interesting. Let's press on this card. It will now show you the deck that other players actually build. What you can do, Cakey Paul, love it, is you can copy the deck towards your own deck list, I guess. So I will do that right now, just for showing purposes. I'm gonna get rid of it soon. It stands right here. It will show you the deck actually that's been printed out. So if you really want to copy someone, that's possible. I don't really recommend it actually, but for that is in the future of the video. But this, you can use this maybe as a sort of blueprint of like, what do I want in my deck and how should I actually start creating one. Alright. Further on, if you create your own deck, let's create. And you got in mind like, oh man, I really want some water deck, or let's go for a dark, stick to the dark theme. There's like a filter option right here. If you press that, you can choose any attributes, card types, rarities, you name it and it's there. So I'll go by attribute of dark. And then I'll just go and have a quick look around what is all inside of this. And then what I mainly choose is just one archetype that's within this. Like for as of now, you can see all the cards that are first up are the ones that I got. Now this is an archetype. Malefic Remembrance of the Burning Abyss. This is one of the archetypes. If I go to related cards, which you can see right here, you can see all the cards named and looked at, so related to the Malebranche archetype. What I actually normally do is I just read all of those cards and I'm like, well, do I want anything to do with this? Yes or no? It looks like this is all devil themed. And to be honest, I actually think this is interesting. So yes, I'm gonna add those cards that I have and I might actually do this in the future. Alright. That's for something then. And if you're like, well, I need these cards, but I don't even know how to obtain them. There is an option as well with crafting. On the top row, you see NR, SR and Ultra Rare. That's where all of these stands for. For most of these cards, you need 30 points to craft them. You can also get rid of cards if you want to, by dismantling. If it says you cannot dismantle, you probably have gotten it by the way through the story, but that's fine. If you have a lot of extra packs opened up actually, you can go on here on the top right corner. You can go in to dismantle all extra cards. And for me now, right now, there's nothing. But you can go in and dismantle anything you want actually by that. It makes it so that you keep at least 3 cards of every card. So that's a good thing actually to have. If you want to continue that. Then, again, if you go back to your archetype, like this Malebranche right now, there's also a button left how to obtain. If you press that, you can actually see where these cards come from. Right now you can see this one comes from Fiendish Encounter and Master Packs. So that's interesting. What you can do if you really want to unlock these Fiendish Encounter right now, what you have to do then is craft one of the super rares or one of the ultra rares that's related towards this card. If you do that, you normally should enable and unlock that card pack. Not always a thing though. What I would recommend for starting out your own deck, so right now I got a deck for Gem Knights right here, which I'm still building. it's kind of depending on the deck, I guess. Like this deck is mainly about summoning, and here and there I have a few effects going in, getting stuff back from the graveyard, which I want to work out with for Monster Reborn. I wanted to make my deck faster, so I used reasoning to excavate some cards, put them in the grave, but then also make it so that you can use them once again once they are in the grave. So that's an interesting fact, right? Normally though, I would go for a basic 40 card deck, just so you have more chance of getting the right card you want. And then I would say 20 or 10 or 15 or so spell cards and or trap cards, and then add the rest up with monsters or monster effects. That does not count for every deck though. Right here I got a deck which is based on the frogs as well, which you could see in another video, I will link down below. I only have a few monsters, and I got a whole lot of spell and trap cards. But these trap cards, once they're used, and I use another trap card, I can actually use them as a monster on the field as well. So this way I'm still able to fill up my field, even though I got rid of a few of those cards, if by the use of reasoning, for instance. Then I've also written in what type of cards they became, because these became a water level 2 monster, which I might need for my XYZ summons. I could use for my Link summons as well. So they all just kind of work together at how everything works. So are you limited to 40 cards? No, I don't even think you are limited to 40 cards. And my Witchcrafter deck right here, I even got 59 I think right now. I might want to add one more. This actually works really well as well. Just showing off a few more different decks though. Like these Witchcrafters, if I have one on the field, I can get one of these Witchcrafter spells from the grave back in my hand. But then, wait, what? But you got like 60 cards, how do you ever get the right card? Well, I got that Grassroot Screener, which compensates my deck list towards my opponent. Let's say my opponent has 40 cards, right? And I got 60. I get rid of 20 cards from my deck, put them in the graveyard. But because I got a lot of spell cards and I got a lot of those Witchcrafter monsters, I can get them mainly back to my hand, so that's really decent. But therefore I need this card. And I cannot trust on just one card, right? That's just bullshit. Therefore I also have Left Arm Offering. Left Arm Offering makes it so that I banish my hand, but I can choose one spell from the deck to my hand, which will be the Grassroot Screener. What I would do when I'm building a deck, like what I did for these Gem Knights, tip that I would like to give to you is like definitely read from the archetype you want. Like right this time I started out with Gem Knight Obsidian. I was like, alright, what happens with these cards? Alright, and then for this card in particular, it was like if I put it from the hand to the grave, I can target one level 4 or lower monster from my graveyard and special summon it. And I was like, alright, then I don't need that much higher than level 4 type of monsters. So all I actually got are mainly level 4s, except for Block Dragon. But I can also use Block Dragon with get him back with Monster Reborn if I want to. Try to make as much speed as possible. See, look at like how can I do as much as I want. And if you're just not certain that like how I can get which card and what works out, what I do is mainly I have a look at just as related cards. Like alright, which cards are related towards the Gem Knight this turn. And try it out with different cards, because then you would also get different type of cards. And then this way I try and like, well, alright, this is kind of how that works. This is how this works, so that's decent. Along the way you learn more and more about the cards. You see more different cards and you learn how to use it. Also, I can recommend doing a lot of the story mode first. As you can see, I almost cleared everything except for Enforcers of Justice, which is literally a new solo mode. This way you earn a whole lot of gems, so you can open up the packs. And the packs you need for your cards. What you do though, if you have enough gems, you go to Special in the shop. and I can recommend going into the bundle deals. And at least get the Ash Blossom pack and the Lightning Storm pack. These two packs are amazing. You get 10 card packs of the normal basic card packs though from the master pack. And you are guaranteed to get one Ash Blossom from this pack and one Lightning Storm from the middle pack. Those cards are amazing. I can recommend you really having a look into that. So what I recommend, go for 15 cards, fill that all the way up with monster cards up to 40, and just do your research. Have a look like what card does which. And it's not a shame if your opponent like waits a whole long turn just because you are reading cards. Heck, what does it care, right? That's his problem if he doesn't like that. Just take your time, take your turn to read, then everything will be alright. Don't forget about your extra deck though. You also got a lot of extra deck cards lately, XYZ summons, Link summons, everything is up and running. Have that in mind at how you want to build your deck. It's really freaking important. There's also a few of these structure decks which we got throughout the story, like let's see this one. Ooh, Seize of the End of the World. If I edit this deck out, which is a dark type deck, you can see there's a whole lot of monsters, but these are ritual ones. What? Well, rituals can be summoned by spell cards, and a few of these normals. But then you see a pattern, right? You see a lot of monster cards, and a few spell cards. But do these spell cards all work together? Yes, because you need a spell card to summon one of the monster cards. Keep that in mind when you are building a deck. That's all I can give to you actually. There's not too much more or less into it, which I could or should explain to you. So I hope this actually kind of helped. Please leave a like and subscribe if it actually did as well. And if you might have some feedback from me, please let me know as well. I'd love to help out. Soon there will be another video about the Gem Knights, so I hope you're hyped for that. And I hope you will enjoy Duel Masters, or Master Duels I mean, I'm sorry. Wesley out.